Hello everyone, welcome to the Joker Dolphin Game Pod. I'm Mark and as always I'm joined by Matthew.
Hello.
And Nathan.
Hello everybody.
And Nathan's on tour today.
I am.
Yeah.
Dolphin on tour, not dolphins.
Where have you disappeared to exactly?
I'm in... Where am I? Lisa, where are we?
That's not very
Cottingham.
reassuring, is it?
That's it. But I'm in Cottingham.
Cottingham?
About an hour away from Sheffield, so...
Okay. And how are you feeling today?
Awful.
Delicate?
No.
Just a bit, yeah. Well, for those of you who don't know, we went to Meltdown yesterday. And
Meltdown Bar in Sheffield, yep.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's closing this month, so we thought we'd at least get one last go in.
Yep.
I think it'd be nice for us to go on the last night if time allows. But saying that, I don't know if my liver can take it. But yeah, I had a few drinks there, to say the least.
It was unbelievable. I've never seen anyone drink quite like it, to be honest. It was mad.
I'm always pushing the boundaries, Mark.
Yep.
Oh, even Austin is like, can't believe it.
I thought we were a baby.
Okay, shall we move on to the news then?
Let's do it.
Right, shall we kick off with, it's finally happened. It's over.
Only took him nearly 2 years.
So following the CMA's decision to reverse its blockage of the Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard, it's now official. The $70 billion deal is now done. Microsoft now owns Activision Blizzard King. So we can shut up about it from now on. It's been dragging on for, was it 18 months, is it? Although it feels much longer.
It, 18 months. Like it does. It feels like 18 years, never mind 18 months.
Yeah.
And there never goes a podcast recently that we've not spoken about it. Honestly, it's the most widely covered topic we've ever had. Do you know what? I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss the World World thing.
I'm not.
Are we?
Head of Xbox, big lad Phil Spencer, said the following on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. Today is a good day to play. We officially welcome Activision Blizzard King to Team Xbox. Together we'll create stories and experiences that bring players together in a culture empowering everyone to do their best work and celebrate diverse perspectives. You know.
Very corporate.
Yeah, corporate jargon.
As always.
So this now means that some IPs that are now owned by Xbox include Call of Duty, as we've heard endlessly about, World of Warcraft, StarCraft, Overwatch, Candy Crush, Crash Bandicoot, who I think for many people always considered them a PlayStation icon, Guitar Hero, I think you might like that, Matt. See if it comes with that.
Yeah, well,
and for me personally,
a revival. Yeah,
for me personally, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Let's see that back. But
that's it.
Of course, there's others as well. And it's expected that some of their games will now appear on Game Pass from next year. What's your thoughts on the deal as a whole? Do you like it? Do you not like it?
It makes the Xbox a lot more enticing.
But is it good for the industry?
I think it is, in a way, because old Bobby won't be running it anymore.
Well, I was going to come on to this.
More than I do Bobby Kotick. So,
yes,
and you'd like to think that with the IPs that they've got their hands on, they'll do right by it, and maybe even push the envelope a bit. Because I was thinking what they could potentially do, and it'd be absolutely massive, if they put World of Warcraft on Game Pass, and console. Do you know? So it moves off just being kind of a PC only game. I mean, I don't know how they do it logistically. In terms of because it's a subscription-based game, but something that they could work towards.
Maybe.
But you did mention Bobby Kotick there, Activision CEO. It is confirmed. I think he sent an internal memo around that he will be leaving at the end of the year, and I think we can all agree, good riddance to bad rubbish.
That's it. He's got his golden parachute. He's off now.
Yeah, it's a shame he's going to go away with so much money. Annoyingly. But at least we don't have to see the sight of the little goblin again. But until the end...
He does look like a goblin.
Well,
he does.
So he makes his own company again, maybe.
Well, can you imagine? But until the end of the year, he will now report to Phil Spencer to aid in the transition period.
Yeah, makes sense. I think there is always that transition. And it is probably good that it has a proper handover. Even though if it was us, we'd kick Bobby out the door tomorrow.
Yes.
Or even yesterday, if we could.
I said it'd been gone a long time ago.
Yeah. What are you guys looking forward to then? Like, or what do you think is going to come from this?
I don't think I'm looking forward to it, to be honest.
Hmm.
I don't think
A lot of exclusives is what I see in the future.
Yeah, I still don't understand.
Yeah.
I still don't understand people wondering why, if things are going to remain exclusive or not. Of course they're going to be exclusive. You don't spend this amount of money on things to then not put them exclusive.
67 billion stock chump change, is it? So
It's the same when they bought Bethesda. It's like, oh, is Elder Scrolls 6 coming to it? PlayStation. It's like, hang on, Starfield's just Xbox exclusive. Of course, Elder Scrolls is going to be exclusive.
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And it's going to be the same with things with these. I don't know. Are they going to continue hoovering other things up there? That's my question. Are we going to go through this process again?
Well, that's it. Like, are they going to stop here? Or
Because this is going to keep raising more concerns if they keep buying other.
Well,
companies.
there'll come a point where they won't be able to buy anymore.
Well, because they already own them all.
well,
Yeah, they'll already have them.
well, the thing is, like, this deal had already hit a snag on kind of like, is this good for the industry already anyway? And it took a while for them to sort of get this one over the line. I feel like the next one is where it's gonna be probably contested a little bit more
This is where they put the deal in for Nintendo.
vicious, I would say. Well, but this is it, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, this is either going to be like the stopping point, or it's just going to cause a bit of a ripple effect through the industry of, like, you know, I could see Sony start snapping up some big ones like Capcom. I could easily see Capcom going over to Sony at some point.
And then that if that was a thing, that would also raise the question of if they get denied buying, I don't know, Capcom, for example, Square Enix, whatever.
Yeah.
Then it'd raise the question of, oh, how come you allowed them to buy them, but you won't allow us to buy them?
Well, that's it. Yeah. That'll raise it. And plus, like, Sony's not got the cloud, you know, might as Microsoft does, to be able to sort of compete on that level. So I think a lot of it's going to be a wait and see game, isn't it? Like, what are Microsoft going to start doing? The positives that I see, at least in the short term, I can see sort of like, you know, Phil Spencer looking at something like, or at least looking at, you know, IPs for Activision Blizzard. So, like, maybe example, Overwatch 2, you start looking like really sort of focusing in on them and be like, look, it's not gone so well so far, but, you know, Overwatch is a big IP brand name, and, you know, they have a big share in the esports market. You know, if we can sort of turn this around, get it refocused, balance things out, make, you know, start listening to what, you know, the fans kind of want and start implementing this kind of stuff. Definitely see, and on that terms, be like, okay, stuff that wasn't doing so well could start having like a big impact again. Probably my biggest thing is I actually want Microsoft to start splitting some of these smaller studios that got like absorbed by the Call of Duty machine and be like, look, you guys did this, you did it really well. We want you to kind of focus on this again. Like, I want to see a new Tony Hawk. I want to see a new Spyro. I want to see a new Crash Bandicoot. I know we got 4, but they could easily move on to, well, obviously 5 and stuff. And just start milking that IP cow that they've got now.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, but the Call of Duty machine is still
It'd be
going to
weird,
rumble
though.
on, isn't it?
It will. The Call of
yeah.
Duty will. But I think there will be maybe a bigger emphasis on quality, hopefully.
Money, I think you mean.
Well, it is a money machine. Let's be
Maximum
honest.
money, minimum effort.
That's
it.
Modern gaming.
Well, that's one thing. I'm like, what will Call of Duty look like under Microsoft? Like, what changes would you like to see for Call of Duty that you think Microsoft would potentially implement?
Not yearly.
Not yearly.
I mean, I know that's.
I mean, the Activision almost got there, and then they were like, actually, no, we can make a new game out of this
Well, yeah,
DLC that we're going to do.
I think we're going to see Crash Bandicoot in Warzone.
You know what? Yeah, I think that might be right. It wouldn't shock me now.
Spyro.
If I'm
Tony
seeing,
Hawk
if I'm
in
seeing
Warzone.
like a bipedal Spyro shooting a bloody RPG, then I think that might be it. I think
it's
I might
gonna
spend my
happen.
time on. God, you.
That's it. I mean, we've had like Nicki Minaj, for example, so it won't be totally out of the realms of
I
possibility.
know, but like, she's a human. I don't want a dragon.
Tony Hawk's a human.
I mean, I'd love to see
Tony
Tony
Hawk.
Hawk in it. I mean, could you see his like what do they call it? The like the insta kill animations. He just like whips out his skateboard and does like a 360 no scope off it or something.
Well, there you go. That's the end of that one then. We'll see what the future beholds with that. Should we move on to the other side?
The dark side.
If that's what you want to call them.
Bringing back the console wars. Yep.
That's it.
So, PlayStation, they made an announcement. They've got a new console, sort of.
Kind of.
The new PS5 Slim. Is that what we're calling it? Does it actually have an official name?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was called Slim.
Apparently, this is reduced in volume by 30% of the original size, and reduced in weight by 18% and 24%, depending on which model you've got. So the disc version or the discless version. But if you buy the digital edition, you can later buy the disc drive separately at an alarming £100
Oh,
here in
okay.
the UK. One thing that's a slight improvement is that the storage is up to 1 terabyte, whereas previously 825 gig. So not a massive jump, but a bit of an increase.
I do wonder how they could
it's
not.
half a Call of Duty game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how the original couldn't have just had 1 terabyte.
Yeah.
I think
Quite right.
I think at the time when the PS5 first came out, those NVMe drives were expensive. So you can see maybe that's why they cut the cost there to get the price point that they wanted at that time. But I mean, it's good that we've got more storage.
Yeah, I suppose so.
So the prices of this new version here in the UK, with the disc drive, it will now be £479.99.
Was that the
British pounds.
launch price for the original? I think.
No, wasn't that about
Right,
500?
or at 450?
It's 500.
Oh, I think it was about 500.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right.
And the digital edition will be £389.99. The digital edition is now more expensive. This is where things get a bit dicey with it. So it comes with a horizontal stand. Have you seen this thing?
Yes.
It's like a little. Is it a kickstand that's on the console? I can't quite tell.
It looks
Or is it
like
a plastic
yeah.
clip?
Sort of.
Stick on it? I don't know.
I think it's like a clip.
But then they said a vertical stand is sold separately at a price of £25. I'm sorry, but I find that beyond ridiculous. Because the original,
for a bit
the original
of
one,
plastic.
the original one came with a stand that you could turn either way, so you can have vertical or horizontal. What is this about? That's not very consumer friendly, is it?
Not really. No.
Yeah.
Is this Jim
They
Ryan's
might
final
be.
insult?
Yeah, we've put PS Plus.
Gotta get
up,
that extra
and
25
now-
quid.
Maybe they'd be more eco-minded in not shipping with all the consoles, so you can just sell them as you need them. It's not about getting money at all.
No, of course not.
Nope.
Of course not. But this will also come with a choice of console cover colours, as we've come to expect from PS5 there. But they're actually separated into 4 segments now, the covers,
All right.
rather than 2. Yeah, so it's got the line on it now,
Oh, yes. Yeah.
this top and bottom. So the top is a glossy finish, the bottom is a matte finish. The variety of colours that you can get are an all matte black one.
Ooh.
Sounds pretty cool to me. Then, of course, remember the Deep Earth collection. So you had the Volcanic Red,
Oh,
Cobalt
yeah.
Blue, and Sterling Silver. You could get them. And they will be £45 British. But I'm guessing with the 4 segments, you can mix and match a bit more. So you can have 4 different colours if you
that's
wanted.
true.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
They could do like the lab thing, so you can customize them.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, that'd be
Xbox do
good.
with a controller. That'd be cool.
Well, get a different colour for each one. So you're forking out 200 quid there. Just about.
Each panel is a different.
So the new PS5 model will launch in November in the US, but it said it will launch elsewhere in the following months. So is that not going to be ready in time for Christmas? 'Cause I thought that was the point.
Oh,
I thought that was the
doubt
point
it.
of
If it
this.
said
Perfect
months.
Christmas present, wasn't
Yeah, I thought that was the point of this, to be ready for the holiday season.
it? Mm.
Now that is the last slap in the face from Jim Ryan, not hooking us up with it earlier.
But once the current PS5 model has sold out, this will then become the standard. What do we think of the design of it?
I like it. I think it looks sleek.
I think I still prefer to look at the original PS5.
I don't think it looks a massive difference, to be honest.
I think the
it's
Slim's a
slightly
little more
less curvy.
angly.
Yeah, it's slightly
It's
less
a bit more
curvy.
like
isn't it?
the middle sort of black part. It seems a bit more got more angles to it. It's not as curved.
Yeah. The that's one thing I don't like about the disc version. That it's kind of a bit more bulbous, where the drive is. That's one negative I've got against it. But one positive though is that we now get 2 USB-Cs on the front of it. So that's a slight difference there.
I've seen like side by sides, and it's just like it doesn't look. It's not a massive size difference. So I don't.
Is it not? No.
No, I don't really understand what the point of it is, because the specs are the same.
Well, I think it's because Slims have always been a little thinner. I always thought when they made Slim consoles in the past, it was made with more kind of recycled parts to it. So it was always kind of, when it came out, it was always cheaper than sort of the original model when it initially came out. I know this one is going to be slightly, but I always thought it was going to be a bit more than that. I also thought I always thought Slims were never really a improvement on the original.
Yeah. It
So
seems
I
like
always
they'd
wondered
always
kind of like, yeah, I always wondered like, well, if you got the original, like definitely when I saw with the PS3, like, okay, there's a PS3 Slim, but then you lose the backwards capability that the original had as well. So plus I thought it looked uglier, to be honest. I thought the PS3 Slim didn't look as nice. But,
No,
Yeah,
it didn't.
I liked the Slim. I didn't like the Super Slim though. Do you know the one with like the disc tray that you could open up manually, like slide it across? They were a bit weird.
oh yeah. I think it's just like I thought we were going to set up precedents from last generation where we finally had we had an upgraded version of that generation. We never really had like the Slim as per se. So I thought maybe okay, we'll continue on. Maybe we'll get the PS5 Pro. We'll get the Xbox Series Super X or whatever they want to call it.
XL.
Series Z.
XL, yeah, I suppose. Well, I mean, Xbox haven't come out with their Slim edition as of yet. So,
But if you've got a PS5, there's no reason to buy this.
I mean, if you haven't,
Well, you want a much choice once the original sold out anyway. You'll have to buy as well.
well, yeah. So, there you have it.
There you go. Have that to fill your stocking this Christmas. So, do you remember Unity and all that craziness that happened?
Oh,
Yep.
well,
Shall I
pricing
remind you?
and stuff.
Yes. So if
Yes,
you don't
let's
remember,
have a quick recap.
yeah. So game development tool Unity announced they plan to apply charging fees based on the number of game installs past a certain threshold. This obviously led to widespread criticism across the gaming world, and then subsequently they then decided to modify those fees slightly due to the backlash, but in the end it's still crap basically. But pretty much trust was eroded with the company now. I think it's safe to say that. And it has now been announced that the CEO of Unity, John Riccitello, has now resigned following the fallout of this. Well, should I say he's retired. On his statement, it says John Riccitello will retire as President, Chief Executive Officer, Chairman, and a member of the company's board of directors, effective immediately. James M. Whitehurst has been appointed Interim Chief Executive Officer, President, and a member of the board. Roloff Botha, the lead independent director of the Unity board, has been appointed chairman. Mr. Riccitello will continue to advise Unity to ensure a smooth transition. Now, this guy's got previous, this John Riccitello. So he used to work at EA, and there's recorded footage of him saying that he believes in a first-person shooter you should pay to reload your gun, which isn't. Yes, he did actually say that. So that's the kind of mindset he has. Yeah. So it's probably good that he's not there, and that explains a lot about
good.
this.
No.
But it has been noted that he might just be a scapegoat in all of this, because apparently a lot of the decision making with this was from the board as well, and I think they're doing this thing where they're getting rid of him to make it look like they're doing something, but actually the board members are still there, still doing bad things, and apparently this Roloff Bothra isn't someone to trust either. I mean, it's good he's not there anymore. I mean, I hear there's a job at Activision going.
Oh,
maybe he could go there.
Last place he needs to go.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he did turn up there, and then Bobby goes there. There's a switch roles.
That's it. Swap deal.
Yeah.
And then eventually they'll have to pay to load guns in COD.
Yeah. I still don't think this is going to help things though, because if you were a developer now, would you ever trust Unity at this point?
Probably not. They've kind of lost a lot of the faith that they had in what they initially did with the pricing structure. I mean, it's good that they've kind of gone back on it, but obviously, as you've said, the bad apples are still there.
Well, they haven't gone back on it. They've just slightly changed it. It's still not great. Why is the game industry like this? Why can't we just have nice things?
Every industry, to be honest.
No, Mark. You know we're not allowed nice things.
True. It does seem that way. It just makes me sad. Something we love so much, and it's just the people in charge just seem to be utterly foul people.
Well, it's business, isn't it? End of the day, we're just consumers.
Yes, but come on, do better.
It's not going to happen.
We should be expecting more from these people. Fine.
There's one thing that I want to talk about.
Go on.
So, the EA Sports FC 24. I'm sick of saying that. I just want to call it FIFA.
Just EAFC.
EAFC. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. So, they've fixed the issue that me and Matt was having, where we couldn't sack the member of the coaching team because it crashed the game. So they've updated it, and they've got a slew of other fixes that they put through, but that one is fixed and it works. I've been able to sack my old coach.
You just bought them all.
They will sack everybody.
Just got to test this theory.
Couldn't do it before. I can now. They're all gone. But yeah, that's good. I just wanted to mention that.
Jolly good. Oh, have you heard? President of the IOC has announced that they're launching like an esports Olympics. That they think, well, they've created a committee for it. Ooh. So there might be a proper esports Olympics. No idea when.
So rather than having it part of the Olympics, have like a separate,
like its own thing.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah, definitely. Because it could obviously it could have its own like not TV channel, but time slots so that you can tune in and watch it, and obviously they'll stream it. And hey, you never know, we could line up for Team GB one day.
That's it, boys. We'd start getting that training,
practicing. That's it.
But he said, what was it? He said now. He said they're still going to maintain like the ideals of the Olympic movement. They said, game developers have been very conscientious towards us, and they've changed shooting at people to targets now. I don't know what game or anything he was referring to, but he said something like that.
So what game's done that?
Because I think they have dabbled in this sort of thing before, haven't they? Because they did that thing where they put Gran Turismo. They had a like
Japan one, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I think they were testing the water or some things, but now they've set up like a proper committee to look into creating a proper event.
I mean, they'll probably release the game as well of like, do you know the games like Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, but you can play the actual Olympic Games maybe. Or do you reckon that'd be too?
I mean,
much?
They already do that for profit, so.
I think that'd be a bit too on the nose.
I don't think they would do it as like, you can play the Olympic Games at the Olympic Games.
I do think it's gonna be like more simulation kind of games, which is why I can understand Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
The real driving simulator.
What else would we have? EA FC, maybe. I'm trying to think what else there'd be.
I'm just trying to think I could see a potential first-person shooter one if it was based on kind of targets and stuff.
Yeah.
The rewards, for quick eye coordination and I suppose trigger reflexes to shoot targets or stuff.
Yeah.
You know what? Point blank.
Yeah, which is the point blank.
That would be perfect. That would be perfect for
get me in on it.
Yeah, that's it.
Because I'm a master of point blank. I'm not very good at many games, but I'm good at point blank.
That's it. We have our GB representative for point blank.
Yeah.
I did want to pick out one piece of news that I did actually see over the last week. That I thought was an interesting use of AI. With I think, if done correctly, I think, and respectfully, I think I could see something like this. Kind of going forward, maybe in the games industry. So we know that Phantom Liberty came out recently for
Cyberpunk 2077.
Cyberpunk 2077. Has transformed the game entirely. Some people will argue for the better. I've not given it a go yet.
I've heard a lot of positive things about the changes. But I've not played it myself yet.
Wow, shocked.
Because I am worried. Because I've platinumed it. It's just like, is it going to ruin my save now?
Just take your platinum away.
Yeah, because they advised on there
oh yeah, they advised
to start a new game for it.
I'm just like
Jesus.
It's like, that's my platinum a joke to you.
So so basically what seemed to have happened is that there was this Polish voice actor. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I don't know whether to attempt it or not. I might just leave it just as kind of out of respect.
Go on, give it a go. It's what I would have wanted.
So the thing is, Milogosht Chizek. I'll just go with Chizek. Yeah. Chizek. We'll go with that. So he was the Polish language voice for the character Victor Vector, who I think is one of the I suppose cyberware doctors that fits you with stuff. You meet him pretty early on, I believe, if I recall the character who is. But unfortunately, he did pass away back in 2021. So apparently, CD Projekt Red sort of figuring out, okay, what can we do? Because he's gonna have extra voice lines in the DLC. How do we want to go about this? And they essentially liked his performance so much that they wanted to go with the option of essentially taking his voice and essentially going through it through one of the AI generators to be able to sort of generate his voice and essentially replicate lines throughout his voice, rather than going with another actor. So they asked his family if they could have permission to do that. They granted that. So I've not actually heard the performance myself, but from the sounds of it, if the DLC is done pretty well, then I can only assume maybe people haven't caught on about it yet, maybe, and maybe it's done a good job of being able to sort of, I suppose, mimic the real actor, which I think on this basis, I think is a potential nice way of doing it. If it does sound natural. Now, I've not played it. I've not heard any recordings of what they've done. But we keep on bringing up the topic of AI in the games industry, how it can be used and such. And I think, at least on this basis, I think it's actually quite a fair usage of it to, I suppose, honor a fallen colleague in the industry, and I suppose to say that they loved his performance so well, we needed to sort of be able to sort of almost keep it in a way. But like I said, I think on a case by case basis, that's fine. Just hope he doesn't get too out of hand at that point.
Yeah.
I like that they got permission. I think that's probably the best bit. They asked.
Oh yeah.
They said yes. I think if they said no, they would have been respectful and go, okay, well, that option's gone.
I hope his family got something from it.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I'm sure they did.
We'll just look through. So, well, yeah. I mean, how they did. Apparently, his sons were very supportive of the idea of using the AI technology to mimic his voice. So,
I think probably Cyberpunk is also one of the few occasions where you could actually, that kind of makes sense from a thematic point of view. AI.
Yeah, I suppose true.
If you want to look at it that way.
Mm.
Well, no, at least that's a nice thing, shall we say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's carrying on his legacy
We'll
in a
see,
way.
yeah.
So.
Keep his legacy going.
We'll say we do it. It honors him. So.
So, shall we end there, chaps?
Yep, I think that's it for today.
Yeah,
So,
sweet.
thank you as always. If you enjoyed listening to us, please consider tuning in next time. We release weekly on Tuesdays now. You can visit, you can visit our website at jokingdolphin.com. Please follow us on all social media platforms to continue the conversation. You can find Joking Dolphin on YouTube and Facebook, as well as on Instagram and Twitter/X at Joking Dolphin. Until next time, thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
See you later.